new place, this is an opportunity to take a big leap, because I think when you like, I live in Charlotte, right? So the way that the plane flies from Charlotte is it actually goes over doesn't go over my neighborhood, but it goes like near my town. So I can kind of see where my town is. And it's a reminder for me to go, okay, that's my life over there. I'm going to go work on the business, not in the business. So I'm going to go work kind of on my life in Chicago. And then when I come back, I'm going to bring some change, some innovation, some new idea so that this can get better. And so that's kind of how I think about trips. That's why I love to do mastermind retreats, not all virtual, but to go places, because you're now out of your environment and it gives you a chance to kind of look back and go, is that the life that I want? Is that really like, and then I really believe in, like, if you have a habit and you want to break that habit, it starts in a moment. It's just a decision. And so this happens to me. So when I get home from a thing like this, like, I'll go through my closet and I'll throw stuff out and I'll be like, we don't want to be a potato chips family, and I'll just throw it away. And it's just enough momentum, or whatever the analogy is, but it's just enough momentum to just take the action when you feel that momentum of that new experience. And so how does that apply to you in your business? I believe that each one of us have a big leap in front of us. There's maybe a chasm, a gulf between today and tomorrow, and we have to take a step or maybe a jump. And so getting out of your environment gives you an opportunity to kind of look at it and go, okay, and then we're going to be here to support you and help you make that jump. So with that being said, it's a big reason for why we do trips instead of just do all virtual. But also with lunch is, I believe in that kind of the incubation process. You heard something I just shared, something you heard in a conversation last night, or something Tyler's going to share later, or Mandelin's going to share later. And it's just like it's like, what's his name again? Greg Kukul is his last name. He talks about like connecting with the culture and an argumentation for the gospel. And he talks about having a pebble in their shoe. And so we're going to probably put a couple pebbles in your shoe over the next day or two and like sit with that and go, oh, like, okay, like, is there something that maybe would be irritating a little bit for you to go, I'm going to change that in my life? I've always been talking about writing a book, but I'm actually going to do it. Or I've always been talking about posting on social, but I'm actually going to do it. Or I've really been scared of sharing my story, and it's time for me to share my story, and then share your story and take action. And so that's kind of the big vision of a couple days together, is figuring out what's that one thing that maybe needs to change, and that's enough. It's enough to get one big thing. And so hopefully you'll find it. My friend Mike Kim, what he does at his masterminds is he has noisemakers. They kind of drive me crazy a little bit. But when you hear your one thing, when your big idea, it makes you take your noisemaker, go like that. And so everybody's like, oh, they have their big idea, their big insight. So I'm kind of steal that from him. So as we're going, if there's something I say, something Mandolin says, something Tyler says, something you have in a conversation, and you go, that was it. Like, that's the thing I needed to hear. Like, raise your hand. Like, just go, that was it. And then we'll know you had your thing. And I believe that each one of us, wherever we are, we have our thing. We're like, that was it. And so I think you find what you look for. And so look for it. Look for your one thing over the course of the next couple of days. And you might find it in the escape room, and you might find it over lunch. So when we go to lunch in an hour, we're going to split up in groups. And that's really what I'd love you to keep thinking about. Is like, what's that one thing? What's that one little twist, that one little step that I might need to take in order to move forward? Okay?